You sharing your time with
Deputy
Eugene Murphy, and there's 4 minutes.
I want to thank Deputy Stanley for giving me a few minutes of his time, and I think my own side of the House has adequately put the case over the past few months. I was in my office meeting a deputation who had an issue from down my own country, but I was watching the passionate response of Deputy Penrose, and boy does he put his every effort into it. Look, as somebody who worked for 20 years, as you know, Deputy Penrose, as Minister Naughton knows and others, in this business and promote it, and I want to remind people in the gallery, because I think some of them might not realise this, I did more than anybody in this House to promote Irish music and song. And many of you in this gallery know that I played your records, and you hadn't to ring me up asking you to play it. I played it for you, because I have a belief, and I have a belief in this business. And I know, more than most, that this business is under pressure. But I have to say this. We may not agree with this bill, but this side of the House has done more for Irish music than any other side of this House. We did bring in local radio, and local radio throughout this country has given a new platform to Irish country music and traditional music, and indeed to new Irish rock bands as well. I take stations like my own that I used to work with, Shannonside Northern Sound, who cater for all that type of music, and they go up to almost 40% of their coverage deals with different strands of Irish music. I take stations like Midwest, LMFN, Midlands Radio 3. They have all done Trojan work for this business. The problem with this bill, Willie, with all due respects, is it is not going to deal with the national issue. And this is where the problem is with national stations. And by the way, on my desk, and I can show them to you later, I have a number of letters from the bosses of radio stations saying that this bill is not workable and they really don't want it. And I don't think going down the road of quotas works in any walk of life. It has failed in other areas and it will fail in this. And I know you're passionate about this, and I know you want to do the right thing. But I have to remind you that the bill was brought forward by the Labour when you were in government in 2014, and your own minister, Alex White, would not support the bill. Am I correct in that? So there was very little done. And look at Willie, through the chair, Willie, you were here for 22 years.
Deputy Penrose. And
I didn't hear you saying much about local radio, and I don't know how supportive the Labour Party were of Fianna Fáil when they actually brought in local radio. So I won't take a lecture from anybody, or of anybody giving out about. I am absolutely disgusted with some of the comments I've heard in recent weeks about the lack of support by Fianna Fáil for the music business, the Irish music business. The Irish music business would not be alive today only for this side of the House, and that's the reality. And let people be honourable about that. So I won't take a lecture from anybody in terms of abusing us about what we haven't done. We have done an awful lot, and we will continue to support those people. And I know there is a need to ensure that we get extra Irish programmes and extra Irish music played on national radio. So with those few words, I'm not going to support this bill. Our side of the House is not going to support this bill, but I will work with the industry in a better way to make things better for the Irish industry.
And Deputy Michael for